Good day, dear grade 9 learners. It's a brand new and wonderful day to learn a new lesson. I am happy to share with you this day filled with learnings. Before we proceed to our lesson, let's sing our MAPE song.
Bagong araw, bagong pag-asa, tara na't mag-aral tayo magsaya. Music, arts, PE, and health, ang ating asignatura. Tayo'y mawit pag-umuhin, at tayo'y maglaro. Alagaan ang kalusugan, tayo'y mag-ehersisyo. Sama-samang matuto sa araling ito. Mag-music, arts, PE, and health na tayo. Sama-samang matuto sa araling ito. Mag-music, arts, PE, and health na tayo. Mag-music, arts, PE, and health na tayo.
This lesson will culminate your exciting and significant journey as you learn the causes and the proper first aid procedures for common and intentional injuries. In this video lesson, the most essential learning competency is to demonstrate proper first aid procedures for common and intentional injuries. Let us first test your memory from our past lesson. I will give you some pictures and tell me what kinds of transport it is. I will give you 5 seconds to identify each picture. Let's get started. Number 1. If your answer is fireman carry, you are correct. Number 2. What will be your answer? Good job! The answer is lover's curry. Number 3. The answer is chair carry. You got it right. Number 4. The correct answer is blanket rag. Your answer is correct. And number 5. The answer is shoulder drag. Good. Now, let us discuss the first aid procedures for common and intentional injuries. Number 1. Fracture. What is fracture? Exactly. Fracture is a break or crack in the bone. An open fracture pierces the skin surface, while in a closed fracture, the skin above is intact. These are the proper first aid procedures for fracture. Check vital signs. Do not move the injured part. Stop bleeding if there is any. If you have to move the person, immobilize the broken part by splinting. And seek medical help immediately. Number 2 is dislocation. It is a partial or complete displacement of the bones. This is how we give first aid for dislocation. Call for help immediately. Splint the affected part. Do not try to move a dislocated part or force it back into place, and apply ice on the injured part to reduce swelling. The third one is the sprain and strain. Can you define sprain? Precisely. Sprain is an injury to the ligaments of a bone due to accidental tearing or overstretching, while strain is an injury to the muscles which is a result of improper use of the muscle. How to do the first aid for sprain and strain? Rest the injured part. Apply ice. Compress the injured part. And elevate the injured part. Another unintentional injury is heat exhaustion. This is caused by loss of salt and water due to excessively high temperature. This may lead to heat stroke and even death. These are the first aid procedures for heat exhaustion. Number 1. Transport a victim to a cool place. Give him plenty of water. Check for vital signs. And seek medical help. Food poisoning. What cause of food poisoning? Very good. It is caused by consuming food or drink that it is contaminated with bacteria or viruses. These are the first aid procedures for food poisoning. Help the person to lie down and rest. Give him plenty of flavorless fluids to drink and a bowl to use if he vomits. And number 3, call for medical help if the conditions worsens. Can you give me another example of common unintentional injury? Precisely. That is choking. Choking results when a foreign object blocks the throat. The first aid procedures for choking are the following. Number 1, ask the person if he is choking. Number 2, encourage him to cough. When the person cannot speak or stop coughing, give him 5 back blows. Simply stand behind him and help him lean forward. Support his chest with one hand and give him 5 sharp blows between the shoulder blades with the heel of your hand. If back blows fail, try abdominal thrust. Stand behind the person and put your arms around the upper part of his abdomen. Clench your fist with your other hand. Pull sharply inwards and upwards up to 5 times. And check his mouth if obstruction is not cleared. Repeat the back blows and abdominal thrust. If obstruction still has not cleared, call for an ambulance. Continue until help arrives. Give me another common unintentional injury. Excellent! Burns. Burns are often due to domestic incidents such as touching a hot iron, friction, or spilling boiling water on the skin. For minor burns, flood the injured area with cold water for at least how long to stop burning and relieve pain. Put on gloves and cover the area with sterile, non-adhesive dressing or bandage. And second to the last common unintentional injury is the heat stroke. It is caused by a failure of the thermostat in the brain to regulate body temperature. All you have to do is to move the person immediately to a cool place. Remove as much of his outer clothing as possible. Call for medical help. Wrap the person in a cold, wet sheet and keep the sheet wet until his temperature drops to 38 degrees Celsius under the tongue or armpit, respectively. If the person is returned to normal temperature, replace wet sheet with a dry one. Monitor vital signs until help arrives. If temperature rises, repeat the cooling process. The last one is stroke. This is a condition in which the blood supply to a part of the brain is suddenly and seriously impaired by a blood clot or ruptured blood vessel. Just perform these first aid procedures if it has happened. If the person is conscious, help him to lie down with his head and shoulders slightly raised and supported. Incline his head to the affected side and place a towel on his shoulder to absorb any dribbling. Call for help. Loosen any tight clothing. If the victim is unconscious, give rescue breathing and chest compression. And call for an ambulance or call for help. And that is all for the first aid procedures for common unintentional injuries. Now, let us check your overall understanding about the topic by doing this activity. Choose 3 common unintentional injuries from our lesson. Write the first aid procedures to address each injury. For your assignment, you need to record a video while performing the proper first aid procedures for common unintentional injuries and submit it through Messenger. I hope you learned a lot from this lesson. Always remember that in any problem, there is always a solution. Believe in God's word and He will direct our path. Again, this is Ma'am Christina S. Orani for City of Malolos High School, Canalati. God bless us all.